Creami fans, and welcome to the Creami Kitchen. Today we're doing something a little bit off the cuff. We're going to make a blue spirulina ice cream. Yes, so it's going to be a very vibrant colour because blue spirulina is very good for colouring, especially in the vegan world. So let's put it together and see how we go. Also in this recipe, I'm not going to add any sugar as such. So I'm not going to add any raw sugar or any maple syrup, anything like that. I'm just going to put in lucuma, and we've put in lucuma before. With this recipe, we've got the sweet potato because it's more like a savoury ice cream. So I want to dull down the sweetness of it and see how it turns out. Like I said, I don't like things overly sweet. So you can always add some sugar to this if you like, some coconut sugar, some raw sugar, some rapadura sugar or some maple syrup. That's all up to you. What I would suggest is to put the ingredients in your blender and taste it before you put it in the ice cream container and see if you want to add some more sugar. Okay, so for this recipe you'll need 1 cup of plant milk. You need a tablespoon of the blue spirulina, and I'll show you up above what that looks like. We've got a tablespoon of lucuma, 2 tablespoons of the oat flour, and I've got 2/3 of a cup of mashed up white sweet potato. So not many ingredients in this recipe, so let's see how it turns out. All we need to do is to blend them as usual. So I'll start by just adding the milk. We'll add in the oat flour. For the oat flour, all I do is get organic oats. I have a dry jug for my blender and I just make my own flour with that. The lucuma. I started to have a lot of lucuma in my diet now, or in my smoothies. I love it so much. We'll add the sweet potato. All I did was just steam it. I peeled it, steamed it, and then mashed it. And we need to add the blue spirulina. Now this stuff, it dyes everything. So, you know, if you get it on your fingers or your hands, you're going to have a lot of blue on you. So just be very careful with it. It's not going to harm you, but it gets a little bit messy. So that looks fine. So let's get it blended up and see what it looks like. Looks like it might be a little bit thick. Okay, we go, container. Let's have a look. Yes, it's very thick. Okay, it's only part way up the container, so I've still got some more in here. I'm going to add some more plant milk so we can water it down just a little bit more. And today I've been using the oat milk, so I'll put a little bit more in there. And I might put a little bit of this back. Making a mess. Okay. We'll just push some of this back down inside. I'll say because there was a fair bit of the sweet potato, and with the oat flour that's made it thicker, that's made it less. So maybe you put in 1.5 cups of the plant milk. That's what I mean about blue. It goes on everything. That's better consistency. got a little bit more on the container here. We'll take this off. You need to get the children to make this because they're going to have a lot of fun getting blue all over themselves. Okay, we'll move all that to one side. Pat it down a bit and I'll just give it a little stir because we left some of the thick stuff down the bottom. We want it all to be even throughout the ice cream. There we go. I'll just get a paper towel and wipe this. We'll just wipe the top down here. Like I've said before, you don't want to go over the maximum mark, but you can go below it. That's perfectly fine. So it's just a little bit shy. So when you make it, put in the 1.5 cups of the milk. You can put a little less of the oat flour if you wish, but I think that's going to make it more creamy. Could be nice. Like I said, it's not overly sweet. If you want to add a sweetener at this stage, yeah, use maybe 1 to 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, 1 to 2 tablespoons of coconut sugar or Apogee sugar, and it'll be a bit sweeter. Okay, so let's get this in the freezer and see how she turns out. Remember to keep it flat. Well, good morning. It's been 24 hours. I've just been on a really nice bike ride. It's beautiful and sunny here today in North Queensland, and just a beautiful winter's day. So here we've got our blue spirulina ice cream. It's been freezing overnight. It has got a little bit of a blob on top of it, so we might have to do a little bit of a scrape. Yeah, I'll scrape that off. Okay. I haven't got high expectations for this, but we'll just see how we go. We've done well so far, so, you know, maybe it's time to have a fail, but let's see how we go. Okay, we'll get it in the container. Make it click in. The lid. We'll turn this on. Okay, and we'll pick light ice cream. A bit of a bumpy ride that was. So I was distracted before because this big bird just flew into one of my windows. It was quite amusing. Anyway, let's see if this needs a respin. So we'll have a look. Yes, this definitely needs a respin. It's very, very powdery. So we'll get a respin and see if we actually get an ice cream out of it. Okay, so put the lid back on. Make sure that's down. So instead of light ice cream now, we press respin. So let's see how it turns out. Okay, it's already made myself a scoop. Interesting. So it'll be very interesting to see when we scoop this how it is with the texture and especially the taste. So let's see how we go. Okay, so we'll put that over there. Take this out. And we'll do a scoop. So and we'll just make this a nicer scoop. So in the bowl. There we go. Looks pretty good. So all we need to do now is the taste test. The dreaded taste test. If I can get some of it. It's not too bad. Not one of my best. I know it's definitely healthy for you because it's got the blue spirulina in there. So it's worth eating, maybe putting in with your oats or your porridge. But yeah, if you like things sweet, I would actually add some sugar. But I can eat this plain as it is. It doesn't bother me, but it might bother you. So if you want to attempt this, maybe tweak it a little bit, put some sugar in it, and taste it while it's in the blender to see if it's something you're going to like. If it's not, then just maybe make a smoothie out of it and mark it down as something you're not going to do. But yeah, it's not too bad. The texture is actually quite nice. It's nice and smooth and creamy. It just hasn't got that sweet hit, but yeah, it's nice. I'm sure I can eat this and enjoy it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.